Thanks for joining us this morning. It's Tuesday. Welcome to the show. I am Muriah Afolabi Brown. As always, I have the ladies with me. YK in the building. How are you doing today?
Terrible traffic.
Oh.
I got here at 8:30. I left the house at 6:30.
We're wondering what happened. We didn't see you on time.
I got here at 8:30. Terrible traffic.
Oh.
And then when you get to the end of the traffic, you will not even know what caused the traffic. It's just there. Our impatience. So yeah. I'm in a very bad mood today. Very terrible.
Sorry.
Really annoyed me. Didn't give me a chance to read the papers. Terrible.
Bele.
I think I need to get a driver back.
Yeah, I mean,
so at least I can be reading.
Exactly. Yeah. Sorry about that, YK. How are you doing, Tokwe? You're still rocking your natural hair?
Yes, this week.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
I love it.
I hate that you're saying this week. I just hate it that you're saying as if you're doing us a favor. Listen, I'm not rocking my natural hair because I want to be natural. I want to be me.
No, but I love my hair. Nobody
Oyibo.
compelled me to do this. I really loved it. So my challenge, why I said this week is because I know it will probably look this neat just for 1 week. And by next week, it probably will start getting rough. That's the only reason.
Style. And then, because you are a role model.
Yeah.
If you start to model
a
your
simple look like this
Africanness
on TV and people love it,
show people how beautiful it can be, young girls, instead of wearing stupid wigs, will start following you.
Stupid wigs. Somebody just called my wig stupid. Okay, it's all good. How you doing, Mariam?
I'm fine, thank you. I'm celebrating my new YK just landed this on my neck this morning.
Lovely. I thought and it fits perfectly. Did she know? Did she plan it to just?
No. So it's like, it won't fit. I said it will fit, and the pop of color. So you see.
it wasn't showing.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, it wasn't showing.
See, I love YK's jewelry. Every time she wears it, I'm always looking at her and admiring, and she just said, yeah.
Oh, lovely. And it suits you so well.
I want to enter heart zone. So YK.
Visi just sent a message. I sell wigs, so please, YK. Don't spoil markets for her, please.
Don't worry, there's no way we can complete everybody
I'm just loving.
Actually, I do like it. So I like the look. I look very, like it's just so natural. It's just so simple.
You look the way I'm meant to.
How are you doing, Jare Moriamo?
I'm good, though. It's you.
It's you. We're waiting to tell us how you are doing.
I'm
What's
fine.
been going on?
My sister.
I didn't talk about our party that we rocked.
Oh, yes.
My grandson just kept quiet. He just tried to.
My grandson was over the moon, his bag that he received. So he slept at midnight. I left him and slept.
I didn't think
much fun.
They were so excited. My children were so excited. Those watches, everything. Excited in their bags. Their bed. So lovely. Thank you.
It's a kids' party. All right, let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we go through the front pages of the papers. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view.
Okay, let's start with the nation. Government, petrol subsidy stays. SAN 6 lawyers face sanctions over conflicting court orders. You beg to build 3.6 billion naira smart schools in 6 zones. Gunmen killed 2 policemen, 3 others in Ondo. Ogumonak, 3 others killed over chieftaincy row. Murder of 5-year-old Hanifa. Jam fixes April for Utme, and PDB voids Ikiti Congress. Lots of stories. Which one to start with?
Universal Basic Education Commission, UBEC, has said that they are going to build 6 ICT schools. They said this idea came about during the lockdown where kids were out of school for a whole year, and they realized the importance of, technology and making sure that children are in school even when they can't be in school. And so they've picked the 6 geopolitical zones to build these schools. Each of these schools will cost about 350 million naira, so it's a 3.6 billion naira project. For me, I think it's a good thing, but I'm wondering, isn't it better to upgrade our regular schools than to put money into building these new schools? And they are going to only be in 6 areas. Although they say it's going to be really large, accommodate many students, I just feel that we could have put those in the regular schools, upgrade them, and it will reach more students that way. my opinion.
I was going to take the major headlines. So, subsidy stays. If you recall, the Minister of Finance and Budget, Zainab, Mrs. Zainab Ahmed, had said that subsidy will be removed from June. But now the Senate President announced yesterday that subsidy would have to wait because they have to put certain measures in place before they remove subsidy. So some of these measures include deployment of an alternative petrol and increasing the country's refining capacity. So, I'll still take another story where they're saying they're trying to do the auto gas. So they're trying to see how they can find alternatives to petrol so that Nigerians can have a softer landing on this. She also said that the government considered the plan to heighten inflation. So they realized that if they actually remove subsidy, it might heighten inflation, and according to that would now make things harder for people, and the president doesn't want this. So they are currently going to retain subsidy, and they'll find a budget, a supplementary budget to be able to accommodate it after June.
This is such a hot topic.
I'm telling you.
This is such a hot topic because remember this government came on the back of fuel subsidy. That's how they came into power. That all the protests we protested.
Chibok girls and all that.
And now, and when they came in, a few months down the line, they increased the price of fuel, telling us that they had removed petrol subsidy then. Only to find out that, no, they had not removed it, they just increased the price. At that point is where they should have removed the subsidy, where they were still
free fall.
YK, this subsidy matter.
It's
a never-ending topic.
No, but
because we will
case,
continue to discuss it.
I remember what happened when the president refused to float the naira, where they said, everybody kept shouting immediately came into power that we cannot sustain this pricing, this subsidizing the naira, and the president did not do it for a long time until we had to do. The naira had a free fall. It was a major one. Same thing we're doing with this one. We don't want to. What we need to do. We don't want to. The next thing.
It's not our hot topic. Please let's move on. Taking Hanifa, right?
Yeah. No, not yet.
Okay.
Another.
No, go on.
Go ahead, the monarch.
Really sad story of what that happened in Ewekoro, local government of Ogun State. A monarch, Alagodo of Agodo, Oba Ayinde Adetola, was murdered in his house, along with his three of his associates. They were met at home, they were murdered, and they were burnt. So there actually had been an ongoing issue contesting the stool of that position between the Ake and the Owu people, and the contest had been that the village is largely, most of the residents are Owu people, and Owu should be the head. But this one had been in the position. He had lost his brother to this same crisis. He was murdered, and now he himself lost his life. The police confirmed it, and it's such a sad story that because of leadership tussle, we're losing lives back to back. I really feel that a sit in time saves nine. Since this first had happened, there should have been more people stepping in to resolve the issue before we're taking laws into our hands. The hoodlum needs to be found. We mustn't lose people like this and then no justice is served. Please.
All right. Moving on to The Punch. Labour set for protest. FG suspends subsidy removal. NBA warns government. Picture coalition storms PDP APC secretariat, demands Southern president. JAM announces 2022 Utme registration, rejects repentant cheats apology. Businessman filling station attendant shot dead as gunmen storm Ondo community. Fan kicks as Customs Comptroller General breaches airport security, seizes gate forcefully. Wait till 2027. Dr. Kwesi tells Southeast sells article for 2023 presidency. 5-year-old Hanifa Kano revoked private schools license. Killer proprietor remanded. Autogas FG to convert 200,000 vehicles and plans 580 refueling centers. Okay, let me quickly take the Autogas because I talked about it earlier. So the Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Chief Tinibri Sylvia, was saying yesterday, unveiled the CNG, which is the compressed natural gas, popularly known as Autogas. And what they're doing, they're going to pilot 200,000 vehicles, commercial vehicles, to convert. And they're going to use, also have 580 gas stations or petrol stations that will be converted. I'll have the opportunity to use gas for the car. So according to him, this is an alternative to provide for Nigerians such that we can therefore remove towards the removal of subsidy eventually. So they'll see if this catches on, because we actually produce, according to him.
So this gas will power our regular cars?
Yes. So right now we have abundant gas reserves, 206.53 trillion cubic feet that can actually meet our own demands, according to him. So they're going to pilot this and see how it works out. And if it does catch on, maybe we can start reducing.
Our cars, we're putting our generators.
Yes.
Yes. I was going to take the fan. The fan kicks as customs controller breaches airport security. The fan have issued a statement saying that on Thursday, January 20th, while the AVSCC officers on duty on Gate 3 were profiling a narco vehicle that wanted to access the security restricted area via Gate 3. Anyway, they entered the cargo terminal forcefully, and they bullied the people, and they opened the gate for the controller, and they beat some of their officers, and that this is a blatant abuse of the privilege.
And isn't the first time?
Bearing firearms. Yeah, and they said it's not the first time. But the customs have answered that, are you trying to create a route for the smugglers? Why are you saying that the customs is restricted? That please, let us sit down at a round table, discuss this, and settle it. Stop playing to the gallery.
Yeah, there are two sides of the story.
No, but for me, this happened. This was for the controller to come in through an access gate that they were screening, and then you open the entire place, and they, according to the airport security, injured their security men, threatening them, and so that your own controller can go in. And they're saying, follow the queue, the way every other person is going through. Customs is saying that means you want to allow.
So they'll tell you that covert operations.
There
are also covert operations.
Yeah,
I don't allow people.
So we know of.
Let me go on a quick break. When I come back, let me go on a break. When we come back, we continue with the review. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built, state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bolly, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy eSplash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online.
Thanks for staying with us. So we move on to the other story in Punch. Yes.
Yeah, so we've been following the sad story of Hanifa, and we know that the perpetrator and associates have been arrested and remanded, and the Kano State government has gone ahead to revoke all the licenses for all private schools in Kano State, and has asked that there's going to be a recertification exercise, and they're going to lay out the criteria for private schools going forward. And the governor also said during a condolence visit that he would ensure that justice is being is done. He says our constitution provides that when a death sentence is passed, it is constitutional for the governor to give his assent, and he says that he would not waste any second in making sure that this culprit, gets the death warrant.
Because we talked about it yesterday about the fact that all these low-income private schools, they need to be properly regulated.
Yeah.
So
but I just feel like the swiftness of that action was a bit reactionary, because the job was to have prevented these schools.
Exactly.
So you cannot blame some of those schools are probably doing the right things.
Yes.
So you don't just shut down and say everybody come and relicense.
So they didn't shut down, they just revoked their license. Now prove to us.
That means if you revoke
because there's a long process to do it.
So now all those children cannot go to school.
I'm not sure that's what they said.
I think operations still go on, but you have to go through a recertification exercise.
Yeah, so what the what we do...
Are you sure the operations are
so I doubt if they'll shut down. I seriously doubt they'll shut it down.
There should have been a lead, what they call LD, what do we have in Lagos? L&D. Learning and Development Unit that in your Ministry of Education they're supposed to have supervised it. So
all right, let's move on quickly.
Blame yourselves as well.
So the coalition of civil society groups came together and appealed. They actually did a protest to PDP, APC in Abuja and other parties, asking that they should rotate or ensure that the proper zoning for presidency is done to the south. Although they didn't specifically say which part of the south. They just said we are convinced that power should naturally rotate between the north and south region of the country. And they also believe that it is by their avowed commitment to this arrangement that we can stop the current ethnographic, religious issues that we have in the country. So civil society is just asking us to ensure that power moves south. Okay, Daily Sun, very quickly. Ibubiagu Army takes over Ebonyi community over killings. FG stops fuel subsidy removal. NDLA sets up task force to dismantle cartel behind Mkpurumiri. Conflicting judgments. NBA drags 7 lawyers before disciplinary committee. Pandemonium as terrorists blow up Catholic church in Taraba. Abdusalami's narrative on Abiala's death, hard to believe, says YCE scribe. And JAM fixes UTME for April 20th. Sale of forms begins February 12th. All right.
So the Ibubiago story, there was a major crisis that took place in in Aka. Aka is the Ivo local government area, led to the loss of properties. The police station was burnt down. The houses of the local government chairman was also burnt down. The governor has spoken against, in firm vehemence, against this action, that he can't believe the videos that went viral, showing a human being using the axe on someone else, that life is sacred and that at no point should anybody feel they have the right to take another human being's life, and talk of recording it to post online. While he defended the fact that Ibubiagu is a legal security outfit recognized by law, but any Ibubiagu member that is violating the laws will get properly punished. And that the law on Ibubiagu is very clear. The military has stepped in, the investigations are ongoing. He's promising that everyone culpable of this violence will be brought to justice and that the killings must end. He called on the youth to shun involvement in this thing. Generally, it was just really reading the Riot Act and seeking peace within the community. My own is to, whatever issues we have, let's find peaceful ways to resolve the issues and not lead to loss of lives and properties, because the police station you just burnt down now is going to be needed. They will need to rebuild it. It's going to cost taxpayers money that can do other things in your environment. Let's take ownership
Talking
of
about burning
things.
down.
Okay.
So
Catholic Church,
you have that story? So 3 days, I think, after the terrorists actually killed, I think, 3 people, okay? And in Taraba State, they burned down the Catholic Chapel of St. John's College, Mutumbiu, in the headquarters of Gasol local government on Sunday. And they actually came with improvised explosive devices and blew up the entire church. The Reverend Father Emmanuel Veshima told journalists that the explosion went up where there were no worshippers and visitors at the church. Thank God for that. And that 10 minutes after the explosion in the school, they started hearing gunshots across the town. So this happened about 3 days after. Remember, we took that story where 3 terrorists were killed, I think. They came in military uniform in that community and they were killed. So I guess this is some kind of
reprisal.
Yes.
Yeah, so JAM has announced the registration process for the 2022 Utme and direct entry examinations, which will start February 12th up until April 30th. The registration is from February 12th to 19th of March 2022, and the mock exam is April 20th to 30th of April 2022. But they also said that there are some people who had paid for the 2021 registration. They had deposited 4,000 naira for late registration. And even though the board had extended registration for, like, on 2 occasions, these people were not able to complete their registration. So this money will be refunded to them. And interestingly, there's a part of the story where a young man wrote to the board, and the title of his letter is Restitution on My JAM Result 21 years ago. So he confessed to have committed fraud or scammed or cheated his way to acquiring his JAM result, and has asked for, like, a acknowledgement of his deeds and a forgiveness. But JAM is saying, the board is saying that, well, the only way you can get restitution and be forgiven is that every accomplishment that you have received since your JAM result, as a result of that your JAM result, if you have to hand it over, you forfeit it before you can get a restitution. And I'm wondering if that's the best way to handle this, because this is not that they did an investigation, they found this person. Now, this person 21 years later came back. I know that he should get some form of punishment, but not treat him completely like that. So it gives other people a chance to come out and confess. And then you'll be able to know where the loopholes are in the board and for these examinations and work towards it.
All right, moving on.
You can ask him to work for them for free for 5 years.
Yes.
Okay, moving on quickly now to Vanguard. FG Buckle says no removal of petrol subsidy. Excuse me. Money laundering court orders rearrest of ex-petroleum minister Dizani. NAFDAC bans alcohol in sachets. Glass bottles below 200 millimeters.
That's a good one.
2021 UTME, JAM refunds 4,000 naira to candidates with incomplete registration. M. Kabiola, Abdusalami's government killed my father, says son. APC, factors that will shape successful convention. Hanifa's murder, Kano government withdraws license of all private schools. Okay, let me take the M. Kabiola story. So the son of the late business mogul and winner of the June 12, 1993 election, Jamiu Abiola, was saying that the recent claim by the former head of state, Abdusalam, is saying that Abiola was not killed, but he died after a brief illness, was wrong, because according to him, they allowed his father to die. And he said that, yes, we can rule out the issue of poisoning, because according to him, that an autopsy was done and said that there was nothing like that in his blood. However, they knew this father had a heart problem, and he was sick, and he wasn't giving proper medical attention. Even after his mother was killed directly, they didn't allow the family to see their father. And other people, they allowed all these diplomats and other international visitors to come and see the father, even like Kofi Annan. The father didn't even know who Kofi Annan was. They allowed him to see that, but they allowed the family to come and see the father after, especially after their mother was killed. So the government actually was culpable, according to him, in the death of their father, because they didn't allow him to seek proper medical care after they knew he had a heart problem. I think that was really clear.
Yeah. So NAFDAC, in its commitment to make sure that they work against abuse of alcohol, especially amongst young people from 18 and below, it's saying that they have banned alcohol being sold in sachets, in small PET bottles and glass bottles, because I think it makes it easier. I think we even see them in traffic. It makes it easier for people to take and consume. And so they have sat down with all stakeholders. Yes, those stakeholders. So they have a body called Distillers and Blenders Association of Nigeria. They sat down with them, and they have told all those who have also given their started registration for that sort of business have been told that they've given time to re-strategize or reinvent that business. But they've asked DBAN to start they've mandated them to start a sensitization on the abuse of alcohol. And I think that is also good, because many times when we give these policies, we don't talk about how we need to educate and enlighten people. So that's a good one. And I hope that, young Nigerians will understand alcohol is not something you should be having.
They hang it in their mouth.
One day I went to pump my tires. As I was sitting there, they came I saw them, 3 of them and they drank, they already looked drunk. They bought the sachets and they drank them there. I was just looking, and they were driving, one was driving. Oh, look, these are going to... so when you see the way they drive, you know that...
I can understand.
Those sachets are
we've run out of time. Was there any big story that jumped at anybody we have to run? Okay, that's all we can take on the front page review. When we return, move on to our hot topic of the day. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. See, nurse, she's saying she feels on.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bolly, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Splash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja. We are your home for that fun, entertainment, and hit music.
In Lagos, TVC, our leading family entertainment TV channel, has a 47% market share. But this is just the start of our journey, as we plan to add even more services to entertain and inform our ever-growing audience. Thanks for being part of the TVC Communications story.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international.
Thanks for staying with us. So, it has become imperative that we raise the consciousness of everyone, Nigerians especially, to the urgent need of being very aware about everything and everyone in our surroundings, because the level of insecurity in our society these days is alarming. There is need to be very watchful of who our children spend time with in school, where they go to, even as we adults move around with our neighbors and relatives. Recently, I got a call from a neighbor saying that she was robbed. Like, practically, somebody broke her window and picked up her phone, her cards, every single thing through the window quietly. You know, and you know, you live in a neighborhood where you're hearing sounds of ole, ole, thief, 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 and you're thinking, what's going on here?
Everybody will just lock their door.
And everybody locks their doors. So we have to talk about this issue of insecurity. Yes, we hear about the ones that happen outside us, but we're not talking about the ones that happen within our streets, within our communities, in very close range, where you were recently attacked in traffic. Even Nima was attacked. So this is getting closer and closer. And because we have a platform to talk about, it's important that we bring this up again so that Nigerians understand. First of all, yes, we can talk to the government, they can do their own part, but we also have to be very careful. What are those little things we can do to ensure the safety of our children, our family, and our loved ones? You can call us on 081-270-53687, 091-390-76948. You can also send us message on YouTube and Twitter, #YouhaveUTVC. We'd like to hear from you. All right. Talk where you want to go. Okay, Mariam, go ahead,
Yeah,
please.
so, you know, this particular topic, I think, is not even just about the insecurity that's happening around us. The fact that it's even happening, it's being perpetrated by people we should normally trust. So I know that when we're growing up and when we raise our children, we're saying, don't talk to strangers, be careful of strangers. Now, are we going to start telling them, don't talk to your teachers, your proprietors? You know, they're just... The evil has come so close to home, and that is what has made it scary. Because before, you just knew what to do against a stranger. This is someone, if you go to this place away from your comfort zone, away from your regular vicinity, sometimes when some of these things happen to you, they'll be like, you too, why would you go there at a certain time?
Yeah.
But now it's happening to you right in your home. You haven't done anything wrong. You've done everything right, and these evil people are just, you know, getting away with murder. I mean, literally. So what we need to do, I know we are saying that this is really on us. Government can play its part, but community also needs to play its part. But I think in calling our community, we cannot help but call out government, where we need systems that work. We need a justice system that works. We cannot have someone who says, my child was kidnapped, we found out who the culprit is, we went to the police station, and 1 year or 2 years later, we're still going back and forth in court when the evidence is still there. So people have found sort of confidence in carrying out crime because they know in the end, all I need to do is talk to one person or two persons, pay this person money, or after a while, the noise will die down and people will move on. Government has to work hand in hand with people. It's true that communities and families need to speak up when something goes wrong, when they notice something. But when they speak up, who do they speak up to? The police, the justice system. Will they play their part? So because what has happened is people are beginning to do it in such a way that they are protecting themselves. Right. Because when I speak up, I'm now known as the one that spoke up, right? And I'll come back and I'll deal with you. So because there was nobody to protect them in the first place.
So there's some of these headlines you see every single day. I mean, it's heart-wrenching. Man arrested after failed attempt to kill his mom in Imo State. And that one says, married man arrested for allegedly beating and strangling his side chick to death. You know, and you're thinking... So you are jejely in your house, and people come in for one reason or the other. Either they ask for money, you didn't give them money, and they come kill. You know, you don't feel safe anymore.
They're nowhere.
So, YK, you were going to go? Okay.
You want to go?
Yeah. So I read the story yesterday, and I think that's where the topic came from. The medical doctor who was, I saw his video crying on Instagram that his neighbor kidnapped his son, got the ransom, killed the son, buried the son. As in, there's no other way to call it but wickedness. And it's the sign of like a broken system, a depraved society where every man for himself. Anyhow, we're going to all sort ourselves. It's a lawless situation where there is no justice, there's no equity, there's no fairness, there's no value. Anyhow, let's just do it. That's what is going on. And we need to go back to what makes a society develop, what makes us a society, what makes us human, is the feeling. The governor was saying that it's the human feeling, it's the value, it's the fact that we can discern right from wrong. That's what makes us human beings. That's the difference between human beings and animals. We know what is right, we know what is wrong. We don't just throw caution into the wind and do whatever we feel like because we are human beings. We understand, we have a brain. The governor said that people from Ebubiagu were actually macheting human beings, and there was a recording. how have we got to this place? It's like we've gone back to cave, not just the caveman ages. Like we've become a people without any sense of savages. And that for me is where we need to go back into saying, as a country, is this what we want our country to continue to grow in? Or how do we backtrack and go back into understanding the value of human life, decency, values, honesty, growth?
But do you know that those of us that look educated or that are dressed to work, are just like those animals that are killing each other? It's just that we've not been pushed to the wall. Because if you think about it, really, the average, when you see a man come down from a jeep, slapping and punching, or saying because I am the owner of this thing, I know I am highly connected, it's the same rationale. I have the right. They're all just a bunch of mad people walking around.
Yeah, but even the stories we're reading, these are educated people.
These are educated people. So the point I'm trying to make, therefore, is that all of us have this problem. Though if you're living in a very secured neighborhood and you think you're protected, you're hardly.
No.
Because we're all affected. It only takes one little thing that happens and it trips off anybody from any cadre of society. Michael, what are your thoughts on this issue of insecurity? I mean, now, we know government, as I said, we blame government. No, I'm just talking about what can we begin to do to protect ourselves?
First and foremost, I just want to say a lot of crime is perpetrated by people you know, not people you don't know. Because the enemy that doesn't know you cannot get to you. It's the person that knows you that can see your surroundings, check what you're doing. That one is the one that will go and feed the information to who is not going to. Sure. So, first of all, you have to now start to watch. It's just like the housemaid that the woman was saying, she brought out an envelope with 500,000 and 200,000, and the maid was on the stage. She's the one that is the maid. Even if she hadn't done it herself, she would have called people that, this is what is happening. So we need to check what's going on.
It's okay. We can't hear you again.
Yeah, and one of the challenges is that we were not always like this. Even before colonization, we created a system as a people with our culture, a system that calls some things a taboo, a system that ostracizes evil acts and evil people that seem to be unable to control their evil tendencies. We created that structure without any Western influence. So we have the capacity within ourselves to organize.
Yeah, we did that. Okay.
No, so I was just going on that I think that the fabric of, can you hear me? Can I be heard?
I think so.
The fabric of our society has completely been eroded.
Yeah.
And it is how we now have to start stitching it back bit by bit and make sure, and everybody is responsible for doing that. Even like we are here, we have a voice, we keep talking to young people. See, crime doesn't pay. Yes, you will get the initial money, but eventually you are going to pay.
Yeah. Let me go on a quick break. When we come back, we continue this conversation. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bolly, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Flash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja. We are your home for that fun, entertainment, and hit music.
In Lagos, TVC, our leading family entertainment TV channel, has a 47% market share. But this is just the start of our journey as we plan to add even more services to entertain and inform our ever-growing audience. Thanks for being part of the TVC communication story.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bolly, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy Eastplash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
It's beyond, we are feeling impacts here, you know, but in the Southwest, there are, we have touts on the road, we have cultism. You go to the Southeast, you have in different fractions, different names, that they will say they have smoked different things, but they are burning down people's houses. They are saying people are not allowed to have free movement. You go to the north, they'll say bandits came to their city. If you don't pay, you don't settle them, you cannot go to the farm. We've seen it in different places, the breakdown of what's the infrastructure that makes us a society. And yet we have our leaders thinking things are going on well. They are not. And until we address the situation, it will seem like what happened, the aftermath of the NSAS protest is a sample of what can happen if we don't get our acts together and address the fact that we have a crisis on our hands.
You know, let me take this call. I'll come to you, man. Kelechi, are you there? Thanks for calling. Hello, Kelechi.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Good morning. You're live. Go ahead, please.
Okay, first time caller.
Welcome to the show.
Okay.
Welcome to the show.
Let me start by saying that I admire your perspective, your point of view. You ladies are too intelligent.
Thank you, sir.
I wish I would have one of you in the houses of Assembly and National Assembly. I would be very, very happy. I tell you, if not for any other thing, you protect the interest of women and leave the minute.
Thank you, Kelechi.
I want to quickly ask this question. Yeah? Allow me to go back a little bit. I want to ask Miriam this question. Miriam said the other day, at the tail end of your show last year, he said that a mother is a primary caregiver in the home, and it has been said also that the woman is the builder of the home. Now I want to ask Miriam, how can I get a detailed analysis, in writing on that subject matter? If she wants me to come to TVC, I will be very happy to come and collect it, because it's very important for me. It's very important to me. Because if a man, I don't know who subscribed that responsibility to the woman. The responsibility don't finish now. The man is irresponsible. So I want to know why. I want to hear how.
Today. Oh,
I didn't get it.
Yes, he says, I may have mentioned that a woman is a primary caregiver. Normally, she gives birth, she nurtures, the children, the first parent a child sort of constantly interacts with is the mother. So, but I don't, maybe there's
I didn't really get.
I don't really get where he's coming from.
So, but
let's go here.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, Tokwe had mentioned that even traditionally, as you know, as a people, we had a system. We understood what was wrong, what was taboo, but it worked because what was wrong was punished, and people saw that it was punished.
Yes.
What is happening is decade-long of just misappropriation of power, if I may. You know, people who are in power, people who have influence, find a way of circumventing the justice system, not paying for what they have done wrong. And people have seen that and have taken laws into their hands. Yeah. So what happens, what is important for us to know is that everything comes around. What goes around comes around. We're talking of banditry in the Boko Haram in the north, banditry in the north, different things happen in the southeast, in the southwest. The truth is, all these things have an effect eventually on every family member.
Exactly.
Recently, we talked about, there's a story of a young boy who slit the throat of a junior student in Borno State. Borno has been the epicenter of all sorts of banditry and all sorts of violence. What do you think will happen to the children growing up within that community?
Exactly.
What do you think that they're constantly seeing and what they're seeing? Yes. So there's one thing to fight this banditry, there's one thing to fight Boko Haram, there's one thing to go against insurgency and do that quickly. But we know that there are effects that would affect generations to come, and that is even the biggest war that we're looking to fight. How would they affect our children? How are they now interacting with each other? What do they think is the best method to resolve conflict? That they think violence is the way to go?
I think the first thing we need to point out is ourselves. Nigerians, we are selfish. If we don't go to that in the simple things we do in traffic, you want to circumvent traffic because you are selfish. All you are thinking about is, I must get there first. I don't care who I'm going to delay, let me get there first. So until we face that one, with that selfish behavior, if I build my big gates and my estate has gates, nobody can enter my estate. I feel like a big man when I drive into my estate. Oh, until we stop that because instead of making Nigeria safe for only me, let me make it safe for everybody. So instead of building my big gates and big walls, let's now start talking. Community.
Let me take this call. Good morning, are you there?
I will come back to myself.
Yeah, come back. Good morning, are you there? Hello? Akinwumi, are you there?
Yeah.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
I'm there.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. This is Akinwumi calling from Lagos.
Welcome to the show.
I'm really happy about the topic that you brought up this morning. And firstly, let me say this. Hello?
Can hear you. We can hear you clearly. Okay, I think he's... So, you see, there's something that Miriam said that I think is so important. This issue of impunity, punishment, not being able to punish people. You see, as simple as it sounds, I think is the crux of how societies are built, really. Because I was having an argument with somebody recently where I kept, I'm always complaining about democracy, saying that this democracy is not fit, doesn't fit us. But the guy said something that was very important. He said, even what we were practicing then, that was not democracy. Yes, it might have been crude, but we would have evolved over the time. We would have actually refined it because we're growing at our own pace. Somebody now came in and brought in this new government, say, okay, before you punish Tokwe, you must go through this process. And Tokwe is not at that phase where I need to punish you for what you've done, you know? So the society at the time would have actually naturally refined itself at its own pace. But what we have done is now we've brought in a system such that it's not, the system is a bit more, is different than where we are as a people. So these people who are committing these crimes today, they're not facing the kind of justice
that will serve as deterrent for other people.
For others.
Wait,
this is now in courts, sleeping in courts, doing nothing.
The people that don't face the justice are not the Boko Haram people. The Boko Haram people, yes, I know that they are not facing justice
as much
as they should, but your politicians that are stealing from morning till night, they will, do they face justice?
The same thing.
They will just say, they're in court, they're in court, they're in court.
Forever.
Government will come and go, they will not face justice. So, let me tell you, it starts from somewhere. Yeah. The poor man that will steal a chicken because he's hungry will face, they can cut off his hand.
Yes.
So, they face justice. If we don't start to talk from the top, let's forget about the small man first. When you see that your politician goes into power and he steals and he's punished, you will talk to yourself.
So it still rises and falls on leadership, honestly. At the end of the day, the quality of leaders that we had then, pre-colonialism in our raw Africanness, we had leaders that had compassion, you know, leaders that were just, leaders that were fair. And when the leader isn't fair, they overthrow the leader. And a fair leader comes into power. That was the story then. Even then, when someone is found to have committed a crime, investigations are locally carried out to find out if the person truly did it before the person is now punished as due. That all the leaders, because we are council of leaders, and they do not say this is the punishment due to this person for what he has done. We need to go back to that place where leadership would build the society by making the society realize that we are frowning upon these things. So justice is important for a society. Freedom, respect, community, taking responsibility. We need to now get back into that space where our leaders would show us from practicing themselves that they are submitting themselves to the justice system, submitting themselves to the rule of law. We must leave that place where leaders become powerful so that they can drive through the express, do the siren, everybody will clear the road for them, they pass.
Others.
So when you submit yourself to the rule as a leader, you submit yourself to justice as a leader, you obey the same rules any other person is. They would align. So at the end of the day, it takes the leader to conform the society into what is right.
I have to wrap up. I agree with you, YK.
What happened with the customs?
Yes.
That is bad leadership.
Yeah.
Yes.
You go because you are a custom oga and say you want to pass this place. They say, no, you can't pass it. Go and queue. No, I won't.
It took Fashola to say, stop running your siren when it does not matter. You do the BRT lane when you shouldn't be on the BRT lane. Simple.
Let me take the final call on this. Good morning. Are you there?
Hello.
Babs, you're live. Go ahead, please.
Hi. Morayo.
Yes.
There is something that baffles me a lot most of the time. You always talk about things that are so important at all times, but no action is taken. We all know what is good to do, but we are not ready to do it. You can blame your heritage, but you are responsible for your future. So whatever you discuss today, since you have been discussing it, what is going to be the outcome? That is the point. What is it going to be the outcome? Nothing is not. We say this all the time. So where are we going? Where are we going? We can
Thank you very much.
Talk and talk and talk all the time. You always say it yourself. So when are we going to take action? Are we people, if you are not fed up yet, that some people are still benefiting directly or indirectly. That is why it is still going on. Otherwise, Buhari will not be there if we do not want him there. I tell you that. He will not be there if we do not want him there. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Babs. I think he's raised an important point, which is that we talk. Talk is cheap. We're all talking. But as much as I agree that people are talking and talking and nothing is being done, somebody must continue this conversation.
Yes.
Whether we like it or not.
And hopefully the right players would hear.
So our job, we're not state officials. Our job is to continually bring this conversation to the fore so that people hear and know that, listen, people, the Nigerians are aware of what's going on. So, yes, talk can be cheap. We can just talk, but it's better than those days during the military era where we're not even allowed to talk at all. So I'm happy that we're in democracy where people can actually speak and express themselves and nobody's arresting us for doing that. So let's continue to talk. But the most important thing is that let's also encourage those who want to do, and therefore we'll have a better society.
Last week I saw a video, I shooting guns in Idumota.
Yeah, we talked the story today. So they arrested the NURT class. That's why the NURT topic came earlier. So the guy, is it Tafa or Tefa or the two guys, the two factions, something Poli and Tega, something. Two of them have been arrested by the police anyway.
They should, and they should make sure that they face that justice.
Okay.
No, that's the point.
Let's go on a break.
Saying.
That's it.
They've been arrested for questioning. That much we know. Whatever happens after that, I'm not sure. Let's go on a break. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back. Every Harmattan, he falls sick so frequently and misses school.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bali, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Splash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja. We are your home for that fun, entertainment, and hit music.
In Lagos, TVC, our leading family entertainment TV channel, has a 47% market share. But this is just the start of our journey as we plan to add even more services to entertain and inform our ever-growing audience. Thanks for being part of the TVC communication story.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bali, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Splash, and
Thanks for staying with us. So before we go into the segment, I must say that this is one topic I really, really don't like talking about.
You said.
But I'm compelled to, because we have to talk about it. So the federal government has backtracked and suspended plans to remove subsidy. This latest move by the federal government has generated mixed reaction, and we'd like to hear your thoughts on it. So we're going to be opening our phone lines. Please call us on 081-270-53687. 091-390-76948. You can also tweet to us at hashtag your UTVC, send us messages on YouTube and Facebook. We'll be happy to read your messages. So, subsidy. The truth is that we've talked about this over and over, and I would like to hear what Nigerians think about this one that they're saying that they're not removing it. Because NLC was planning a mother of all protest, according to them. Mother of all protest. You know, and their grouse is that you cannot remove subsidy because it will affect the average Nigerian man. It will affect them because they'll be paying too much for fuel to power the generators and businesses and all that. So, what do you think about this? They're not removing subsidy, and
why is government flip-flopping? What is it? You know, who is the leader here, and what is the reason for even announcing something with plans, very extensive plans on how they are planning to do? So what happens to the 5,000 naira transportation allowance? I was just going to ask that they said they were going to. So that is now audio money. It is never happening. So for me, I see that government may have been scared into going back on this subsidy removal because, of course, Labour has said that we're going to see all sorts of shutdown, protests. And I guess also maybe, you know, government needs to position itself. This particular administration has come under a lot of criticism concerning security. So I guess they want to have one thing that they would say the Nigerian people, you know, that appeases the Nigerian people in one way. But I thought we were going somewhere. We already understood, many Nigerians already understood that this was going to be a very tough decision to make, but the future is going to be bright if we follow this, because we cannot afford anymore as a country to pay for subsidy. We have to put this money into things like education, health. This was explained to us. Yes, we had a group of people who were saying it's going to be tough on Nigerians, and there were some things that needed to be put in place to do that. So if government knew that these people were right, because I've been saying this thing all along, why didn't you have that conversation since and put that plan in place before announcing subsidy removal and 5,000 naira transportation fee? I'm wondering why the government is doing it. It makes the government look really bad.
Okay. Honestly, this topic, I'm just so tired of it because I really want. If our viewers can even call, if our producers can even call Nima, because I like to hear Nima's thoughts on it because I know she's a Labour person. So maybe she has spoken to them and they've all agreed that they should. It's quite sickening for me. Because I understand Labour. I understand. I mean, I read the article. Nobody read it for me. I read it myself. And Labour said, I call it TUC president. I forgot to memorize his name. He said this, that we're not against you removing subsidy. Assure us, because you've lied in the past. Assure us categorically that this money you save will go to modular refineries, will go to refixing of the current refineries, will go to proper infrastructure development. Once you can put a measure in place, and we can see it. Now, I, as TUC chairman, can ask, okay, I'll give you 6 months, 1 year. Let us see if indeed this money is being used towards me. Before we now protest. You know, let there be some sanity. But Sunday, I don't know. What happened on the way to Germany, on the way to Jericho?
You know a government is on serious when less than 1 year to an election year, they said they want to remove subsidy. And then they reverse. Because they will not, it's political suicide. When Labour comes up, who will vote for them next year? Nobody. So, from day one that they announced it, it was on seriousness. Because once Labour announced their...
So it's a political decision to you? To you, it's a political decision to let it stay so that they can get votes?
Yeah, to me, it is a political... Because it is. Now, to let it stay, because they know that if they try it...
Well, see, when you say try, I don't know, I'm getting confused.
So here, let me put it this way.
Listen. Sorry.
No, Waki, go ahead.
You and I know, everybody, inside, in the deep recesses of our mind, we know that they need to remove subsidy.
Yes.
Because they are borrowing money every year
to fund this.
To fund the
subsidy being there.
The petrol. But from day one, what were the plans? The promises, refineries.
Yes.
They did not build refinery. Dangote not build refinery.
Yeah.
And they are planning. Hello?
You, a whole government, could not build one refinery, then Dangote now builds refinery. And then you are telling me about petrol subsidy? You did not make sure that there were measures.
I should have my CD.
Let me take, I'll come to you, Tokwe. Ade from Ikorodu.
Good morning.
You're live. Go ahead, sir.
Please, I'd like to contribute to your topic.
Yes.
Federal government suspend plan removal of oil subsidy. Yeah. The truth of the matter is, if you recollect, from before 2015, we are all aware that the Jonathan regime wanted to remove this fuel subsidy.
Yes.
We all in the public criticized him by saying he shouldn't do that.
Yes.
We are only waiting for a doom day to occur. That was why we were unable to do it at that time. Okay. If all these things have been done then, we won't be where we are today.
Agree.
Today we find ourselves in a mess. Of saying some people we have about 10 million liters of product or 1 million we are using in Nigeria per day. If you go to Benin Republic, most of this that we are paying subsidy for are passing through our border, through jerrycan, through nylon bag, and just cross and be sent and off the road. The one we can say about this is it not better for us as a nation? And don't forget, this the election period is coming next year. Most of these governments, if they are not sincere with us, to my mind, I'm not a politician, but if they are not sincere with us, they should be doing what to make the people to vote for them next year, not what to make the people hate their opportunity or activities or what to make them to win the next year election. If you see ourselves, NNPC says the production rate to produce 1 barrel of liter, 1 barrel of crude oil is $20. And when you look at the $20, if you do the arithmetic and you are trying to know what is going to translate, and they are going to have 157 liters of that product from 1 barrel. If you translate that, you'll be able to understand how much do we think we can sell. The refinery not working, yes, is the problem of the government that has caused it and they are running through it. But the truth of our life is this: are we going to continue with the kangaroo subsidy payment? Are we going to continue paying this subsidy without knowing the actual amount we are paying? We are paying subsidy for some cabal who are importing these products.
Yeah, and take it to Cameroon. Thank you very much, Ade. Yes, Tokwe, let me come to you.
So, to reply, sort of not in defense of the government, but a government should listen. You know, we expect a government should listen. You might plan this huge policy revamp, and the people are telling you, "Kole work." A good government should listen. However, if your listening does not come with a comprehensive plan, the people can say we want to kill ourselves. My children can be crying of 10 and say they want to drive a car. They want to drive this car, and they say we will shut down this house if you don't let us drive the car. But I, as a parent, know that if they drive, they will die. The entire family will die. So I will listen to them and say, okay, this is what we're going to do. Then we create a plan. In the next 8 years, you will be 18. Or in the next 5 years, you'll be 15. You will start driving lessons. So that they will understand I have a blueprint of how I can integrate them into driving. But I must listen to them. So the government owes to listen to us for saying, for the NLC, in this case, don't remove subsidy. But the government should have an overriding interest of the nation at heart to create a blueprint of how they would ensure this entire stage is seamless. During Jonathan's time, during Jonathan's time, I was against subsidy removal, and even though I understood it then, but I felt that you cannot say because you cannot control the cabal that is stealing our fuel, that we should pay for this, your inability to do your job. I still hold that same sentiment that the government have been unable to control, there's a cabal in this thing. There's corruption. You cannot solve corruption. You want to put the price of corruption on us. Okay, but don't just say we're removing subsidy. Deregulate. Full deregulation. What we have been hearing since is subsidy removal, which is that they would remove subsidy and still put a price cap. That's not subsidy. That's not deregulation. No. That's not full. Yes. So over time there will still be some subsidy entering. We've heard this thing over and over again.
Okay, let me take this call.
Yes.
Good morning. Are you there?
Deregulate it, free fall.
Hello, are you there?
You will find this balance.
Mike, you're live. Go ahead, please.
Thank you. Removal of subsidy now is not right. Hello?
We can hear you very clearly. Please go ahead.
Okay. What I suggest, it should be privatized. If it cannot be privatized, they should stop voting money. They should stop voting money for maintenance. And they should stop the emolument of the idle staff of NSCC. If you see how much they are paying the staff there every year, and the money we are voting for maintenance, I think from there we can even subsidize. So what I'm suggesting is they should privatize it. They should stop the movement of those who are working there. And also, the Dangote refinery that we are waiting for, I don't think this one will solve our problem. Because as it is, if Dangote is a businessman, and then we can see what Dangote is producing, we can see the price of his product in the market. And if that refinery is supplied according to the crude oil standard.
Hello?
Oh.
Okay, I lost that call. Sorry, Mr. Mike, and I was listening to him. You know, sometimes I wonder who is Labour working for? Like, who exactly, in whose interest is Labour speaking at times when I think? Because
of Nigeria.
Oh, wow, interest of Nigeria. Because I always feel like this thing called fear is a major issue for us. So we are scared that the state governments will take advantage of police. So the issue of state policing is a major problem. We're going back and forth. Should we do state police or keep federal police? Back and forth. Fear that Nigerians will become poor if we remove subsidy. They can't afford it. So no, the poor man is fear.
Is it fear?
Wait, why don't you remove it first? Why don't you do state police first? Let the governors even take advantage. Let us even see the governors take advantage of the police. Let us see them not unable to pay their police officers because you ask for state police. Let them have state police first. Let us then see a state saying, I can't afford my police, so what can we do? And then maybe do regional. You know, then let us begin to modify. But the point is that in the interest of the greater good, you must be able to overcome that first.
Morayo, don't take a wrong decision, or don't take a decision based on, like Tokma is saying, if she gives her 10-year-old her car to drive. So if you start state police and what happens is a full-blown war, what do you do?
Okay. Remove state police. Do state police first. We have been with this option of federal police has not solved our problem. So if we have another option, why don't we exploit? But because the issue of we don't want to, we're thinking about the permutations and combinations with that because we don't want to do it. But do it first.
State police. I don't agree with. Personally, I don't agree with state police because I think that the police that you have not funded them. They don't have money. They are wearing slippers up and down. But they want to bring state police. Which kind of state police? I beg. First do the police first. I be police. Let's even know that we have police.
The security is all that comes to you, Mariam. So you that have not been able to fund for federal police because obviously you are from the source. Each of the states, for example, are getting what they call a security fund, for example. Maybe now that we have a state police, I can now adequately ensure that every security fund I get to is going to state policing to equip them to make sure that they're okay. The point I'm trying to make is that let us exploit first. This subsidy, remove it first. Let us even see what happens.
So I don't think that it's coming from a place of. I don't think the organized labor is coming from a place of fear. It's coming from a place of precedents that had been set in the past. It's coming from a place of mistrust. And that is what they're saying. So the conversation that I feel should be on the table, and I think that's what has been on the table, if you're going to take out subsidy, just taking it out as it is right now will bring such hardship for Nigerians. Make sure you have refineries working. Make sure that you have, you need to do the tough job first before you take that out. So that's where you're coming from. So if you have not done all those things, how am I to trust you that this time around you will do it right? If we were to use your story, you know, your analogy, where your children are saying we must drive this car, and you say no, we'll sit down. When you're 18, when you're 15, you start driving lessons. What if you had lied to them and said when you're 12, you start driving lessons, and they say we are 12 now? We did not start these driving lessons. You said we're going to start driving. Now we're 12. We are saying we should trust you again. Why would we trust? So that is where we are. So government needs to make a move.
You're right. Not exactly what TUC had said, which I aligned with. This was last week where I read the papers myself. I said, TUC said this. Oh, fantastic. They're now making sense because it's reasonable. We don't trust you. You've lied to us in the past. So show us. But when you just say reverse and don't remove it totally, I'm thinking, okay, what's the plan?
So, Mariah, I worry that this government has a problem with making a decision. Yes. This current administration, right from the first time, is a very indecisive government. We say we will do when we
Can I pause you for a second? Let me just take Yakub. He's been holding for a while. Yakub, are you there?
Yeah, Mariah, I'm there. Good morning.
Good morning, you're live.
Mariah, I totally agree with Miriam. And then since 1999, during the President Obasanjo era, when we started bought petroleum price of 11 naira per liter, the Nigerian government since that time has not been sincere to Nigerian citizens. Why? Every time they want to increase the pump price, they will tell us one story and the other that they want to use that money to do the refinery and all that. Even this dispensation says something like that again. When they are increase the pump price to 63 naira, then they will tell us that they want to make sure the Nigerian refinery works. Yes, this is a government that I personally support. But if you cannot be able to set up the refinery, let the refinery work. You dare not remove that subsidy. Why? Why? Because if you say you remove the subsidy and then you want to take that money to ordinary citizens of this country, Morayo, Sister Yeni, and the other two gentle lady in the studio, Mary and my mama baby, I can tell you the last pyramid of the woman and man in the society, they will not get that money. The money will go to different sides that already have money already. Even the COVID era, the COVID thing, how many people get that money? How many? So, Mariah, they have to put her refinery in order before they can remove that subsidy. Because if they do that, I can tell you, Mariah, you buy 2 bars of yam at rate of 5,000 naira. That is the truth. Good man, God bless you.
Thank you very much, Yakub. I think Yakub has made a very valid point. Yes, so we all agree, which we just said that if indeed there's an absolute plan to indeed fix the refineries and empower the modular refineries, maybe we can still see.
Plan.
Yeah,
but
they have in the past and they failed in the plan. Yes.
So that's there's a trust deficit.
So where do we go?
And there's a challenge of indecision. So
they were stuck in the middle. We the people are stuck in the middle.
A leader cannot afford to be indecisive. One of the hallmarks of leadership is to have vision, whether you are right or wrong, decide. I would rather be wrong, but I will decide. I will beg you and apologize to you after if this thing doesn't work. But as a leader, you owe it to be decisive and have a direction of what you want to do. This indecision cost us money with the dollar crisis, and it's costing us a whole lot of money now. We're paying trillions of naira YK that we don't have.
Look, they had the opportunity in 2015 and
when
they removed, when they increased the price of fuel. At that point, they told us they had removed something. Why didn't they? Listen, if they had removed it then, they still had the love of the people. Nobody was criticizing them really. Only the few, like me, saying about, they won't even hear us. Wait, if they had done it then, where would we be today?
We could have, we should have, we didn't.
It has passed.
So we are here
today.
So now,
what I'm saying is, now that we are here now, they will not try it in an election year.
It's not yet an election year, it's next year.
What are you saying? We are in election year.
Yeah, but I'm saying though, I have to wrap up.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that, you know, with the Twitter ban, when it first happened, we were against the government. How dare you? But after everything, and we now saw what came about as a result of that ban and, you know, all the new policies, and we're like, okay, maybe you were right about this. Definitely you did your work here. So sometimes these decisions will be tough in the beginning, but in the end, as long as it will pay Nigerians. So the leader has to be bold enough, convinced enough that what they are doing is for the good of the people, unless the government is not sure too what they are doing it for, if it's really for the people they are doing
so,
it.
Mara, let me throw a jab at that. So when you are convinced and you are convicted about this issue, and you as the government go, Labour will now come and carry their pack and shut down the entire government.
Yeah, but you are bold not
they tried it. Jonathan was trying to be bold. Jonathan was trying, yes, maybe they didn't do enough sensitization, but eventually they could have. So, but where do we therefore bring Labour? Right? Is it the question? The critical one. My issue is Labour. My issue is Labour.
Human beings.
Yeah.
They would listen.
They've been talking to them. They're not listening.
No, because they don't listen. Even me, I'm not convinced by the government that they have a plan. Is it not the same government that is saying that we have the next 6 months? After the 6 months, we will now know we'll do something. That's not what a Labour would listen to.
Okay.
I am not convinced. The government has an assignment to present their case in a way that will convince us. Yesterday, we had the essay to education on this show. I was convinced that Lagos State has been working on the educational sector because they had data and facts that we have done this and we have plans to do more. I will believe that man. But if the government wants to convince NLC, they must have it must be foolproof. Then, if NLC does not believe you, take your case to the people. Take your case to us. We will not be the one to face the government and say, NLC, this government has shown us they can do this.
One of the things that was a red flag for me was that 5,000 naira transport.
It just wasn't going to work.
For me, it just did not see that. It did not seem that people
I think I like what Tope has said and what Mariam has said right now. If you talk to Labour and Labour is not listening, bring your case to us.
We will listen.
We, the people, will listen to you. Let us even know what the plan is. Because right now, we are blinded. We have no idea. Everything is just rhetoric.
If they had planned, they would have brought the plan to us since. They don't have plan. They don't go us. Is it now, in 2022, that they want to remove? They had 16, 17, 18. Okay, let's say because of 19 was the election year. Then they had 2020.
We don't have plans. So what we do now, not just click at it. I mean, we can't. What's that song? Say now like this, we go there. Imagine like this.
We have 2023 is coming. Let's open our eyes.
Yes.
Okay. So let's just
the one that has the mind
that
to
is
give
all
us
we
plan.
can take on this matter because I am tired of this topic. I really
always say
I'm
this.
I'm sick and tired of it. But you know what? Hey, we're in Nigeria. We have to just discuss these matters. Stay with us. Move on to the NYSC matters. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bolly, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Splash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music.
National Youth Corps Service members from depending on white-collar jobs is Honorable Mayowa Afolari, member House of Reps on the Intendment NYSC Trust Fund. Good morning, sir. Are you there?
Yeah, good morning, my sister.
Good to have you on the show.
Thank you.
So tell us about this bill that is on the House right now concerning NYSC core members. What is it about? Exactly. And what's the objective?
Well, thank you for picking interest in what we are doing in National Assembly. As a matter of fact, if you look at it, we need to look at why NYC was created. Shortly after the Civil War, NYC, National Youth Service Corps, was created to reconcile, rebuild, and reconstruct the country, because there were lots of controversies, disenchantments amongst Nigeria. And closely, if you look at the scheme itself, the primary objectives of NYC, that is National Youth Service Corps, is one, to instill this spirit of patriotism and nationalism, to encourage our graduates to be able to contribute to national development, to create an environment where Nigerians will be able to interact or relate together as brothers and sisters. And this bill, we look at it very well. The only way to complement the NYC scheme is to come up with a bill that will give meaning, that will guarantee the life of our serving corps members. This bill intends or seeks to complement, to support, to add value with what the already existing NYSC ads. And the starting point is this: you agree with me. It is of no use asking a child after graduation to go for compulsory 1-year National Service Corps, service to your father's land, and at the end of the day, you are coming out the way you enter into the scheme. So this bill seeks to make sure, as a serving member, you'll be able to acquire a skill of yours in specific trade of yours. And at the end of the service, it is good, yes, you have capacity, you have developed yourself, you have acquired a skill. The end result is you need someone to help you. You need startup funds. So this bill seeks to provide a sustainable source of funds for our serving corps members. Then you look at it, even the camps, the orientation camps, or the formation across the country. Sometimes when you go to some of these camps, you pity Nigerians, you pity these young elements forcefully made to undergo 1-year compulsory national service. So this bill equally seeks to improve the welfare of corps members. It seeks also to train and retrain personnel of National Youth Service Corps.
Right. Okay.
Okay, sir. So I love this bill because it's important that, constantly we update, we upgrade, our schemes like that. NYC, I think, for many years served this purpose, which was really to bring Nigerians to foster unity. But now things are changing and people have different needs. So this seems to, tap into that. But my concern is, where you say that private organizations, the law will ask private organizations to contribute 1% of their net profit to the fund and 0.2% of their total revenue accruing to federal earmarked for the fund. So my question is, what would make a private organization do that? What will be put in place? What are the benefits for that private organization that will make you compel them to make such contributions?
Well, you know, when you are making a bill, you look into several ways of sourcing funds. And this is a bill that will still be subjected to public hearing. Okay. All this, we are talking of private sectors. All of you seated there, with due respect, you are all mothers. Me, I'm a father. If you are a managing director of a company, there is sometimes we talk of this corporate social responsibility to various communities. If really we want peace, if really we want development, if really we want our youth to be self-reliant, I don't think it is too much for a company, after making a lot of profits, to invest in the future of our youth. Because look at it, I have a boy very close to me. I suspected he was into 419, and I called him. I said, boy, why are you doing this? He said, my boss, it's like this country is ready to kill me. He came out with 2-1. I imagine, I suffered, I thought, I labored to get good grade in the university. Now I'm out, doing nothing. Bros, do you think I will allow myself to be killed by the selfish leaders or people around us? So these are sacrifices people must be prepared to make. Yes, you said that they are profit-oriented organization. We are not part of your profit. It's not too much to ensure that, because if our youth are properly engaged, the level of banditry, the level of armed robbery, this Boko Haram will be drastically reduced, because people are going to all this, going into criminalities because they don't have something doing. And they look at it, hey, will I stay at home and die? So I have to look for something. Well, although it might be very towards or something.
Okay, let me get a few more questions in for you.
So I had the privilege to listen to someone who went through the Naval Training Boot Camp. And she came out of that training feeling very transformed. And that's a journey for many people that go through the training. The idea of the NYSC 3 weeks orientation can actually lead to transformation of all our youth, because it's compulsory for all of them to go through that 3 weeks. We can do like a reorientation of how they think, their selflessness, sacrifice, leadership, commitment, all of that, integrity, honesty. And I believe that those are the areas we should dig into why this program, is it achieving its goal or not? But it seems like we are revamping a program without really understanding what has failed and what could work in it. How are you working with the current structure of NYSC, even with the current structure, to ensure that we are increasing its ability to deliver what they committed themselves to deliver?
My sister, let me tell you, you have made a very valid, you have raised a valid reasons. But let me tell you, no matter how patriotic, no matter how much you love your country, the people must be encouraged to have something doing. What is the essence of asking someone to be patriotic? Coming out of service, not doing anything, no support. There are some of these coppers, some of these youths, if given opportunity, if supported with necessary tools or funds, they will perform wonders. They will be engaged, they will be employed, and they will be in position to employ others. Yes, I agree with you. The sole aim of NYSC is to inculcate spirit of nationalism, spirit of coexistence, spirit of oneness, all this one will not translate to making our youth self-reliance. So for you, with all these things you have stated, nice, beautiful things you have said, but we must go further to see that all these things are not just there for the sake of it. We must make practical effort to ensure that our youth after service, after the NYC, are properly engaged, so that at the end of the day, they will be self-reliant, they will be on their own, and they will be able to help others.
Honorable, this is where I have a bit of a concern. And my concern is you have clearly stated a problem. The average Nigerian youth comes out of school, and some of them are clueless on where to start from. Now, I would think that even while in school...
Out of NYSC.
Yes.
Not school. After schooling, the country is making it compulsory that you must undergo 1 year compulsory service to serve your father's land.
Yes, yeah. So I actually thought that whilst in school, in the universities, there are already these vocational topics where some of these young people are already empowered for different things. That's what I assume. I might be wrong. And I get the idea that it's a good thing to also do it after NYSC. But my own concern, however, is that does this in itself solve the real crux of our problem? Are our children being educated for the marketplace today? Are they getting the requisite knowledge for the fourth industrial revolution that is going on? That's my real concern, is that does empowering them, teaching them these skills after NYSC, does that solve that problem of that young man that came to you and said, I've toiled 6 years or 4 years in university, I got a 2-1, and I have nothing. Is it about just getting a job or starting a business? It's about how are we actually molding these children and making them employable, not even employable, but even effective and usable for this new industrial revolution. So I'm thinking to myself, is this going to solve our problem?
See, how will you, the industrial revolution you are talking of, my sister, industrial revolution means when you engage a youth, you put him in an enabling environment for him to be able to realize his potentials. Okay, after giving him, okay, don't steal, don't cheat, don't go into corrupt things, art. The guy is at home. He has trained himself, maybe in tailoring, maybe in mechanical something, for organizer. There is no fund for him to take off. How do you think that the industrial revolution you are talking of will be achievable? Go to other countries. They encourage their youth. After training, they give them fund, start-up fund to take off, so that all those education, all those knowledge, ideas acquired, they will be able to put it in practical use. If you are trained, if you have idea, there's no way to actualize what you have been training.
All right, sir. Sir, Honorable, let me rephrase what I meant. I think I wasn't very clear. Let me explain to you what I mean, actually. What I'm saying is that if you remember India, for example, they were very deliberate, where they really wanted to build their the medical tourism sector. So many young people were encouraged to go into the IT, sciences, and they had this huge, this city where they were actually raising a lot of Indian children to be medically inclined and ICT inclined. Same with China and all that. I'm just saying that as a lawmaker, do you think we should have a direction? Okay, Nigerians will be lots of Nigerians will be very good at human capacity development. So, Nigeria can become the hub for capacity development, where you come here and you get you get the best. Help me out here. Yeah. So I'm thinking, should we have it as a country? should we have a direction so that when these children are going through this educational system, when you finally come out and you empower them, they don't use that money you give to them to go and pay, to go and give their mother to buy food for the house. Or just like what happened with doing Jonathan's period. Jonathan did this thing called, you win. They collected money and traveled out because they just went to, they had an education and they didn't care. But if we are refining these children toward one direction and then we give them money and there's a hub waiting to absorb these children, then it's more effective. You don't just say, oh, NYSC, I go and learn something, I give you money. I don't know, it just seems a bit haphazard to me. What do you think?
Okay. I think this bill is trying to lay very solid foundation for what we have just said. If a man, okay, you have a NYSC National Trust Fund.
Yes.
It all depends on the board or people saddled with the responsibility of administering this fund. In each camp, they can have provision or set up for maybe ICT, all these things we have mentioned. By the time they finish, we are not saying they should give them cash. They can give them equipment to start up. Would they go and sell equipment or go and give the money to their mother or father? They will have equipment.
Right.
They have necessary things they stimulate them that will encourage them to start a business or start whatever they want to do. We are not talking of cash. We are not saying they should give them cash alone. Cash can come in different forms. You can give them equipment, you can give them support, you can give them a conducive environment for them to really operate.
All right, thank you very much, sir.
And you mentioned India. I think they did the same thing. They encourage youth after the training. What they do is they give them fund. Necessary equipment and necessary, enabling environment that will make them very efficient and effective.
All right, thank you so much, Honorable. I think you've been able to shed quite a bit of light on this bill, and we'll keep monitoring it to see if it passes second reading and then becomes a law. But thank you very much, Honorable Mayowa Afolari, for joining us this morning, for shedding light on this bill. Thank you so much, sir. It was a pleasure having you on the show.
Thank you, my sisters. You are welcome.
Let me take this comment. Corey Williams says, Elsa replied, Corey Williams says, I served in Jos. I can never forget the experience. Most Nigerians continue to appreciate the experience. NYSC does foster unity. And comments on Nairaland helped me to confirm that. Another person also commented that there's a camaraderie, yes, that NYSC brings, and I think that there are some advantages.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I don't think anybody
because
denies that.
Some people would never go to some states simply, and they only had to experience those states because of NYSC. So
for me,
I think there's an
what
advantage.
I understand what the bill is doing, yes, that camaraderie, the unity, inter-ethnic marriages, that was the initial, plan for that group. But now, this bill is saying that our children are coming out of schools and they can't get jobs. Let's find something that works for them, training that they can acquire, skills they can acquire while doing this 1-year compulsory service. So when they come out, they are better prepared for the world outside. And, we wish them all the best, and we hope that this will impact us positively. Simple.
Okay, any other messages? That's it?
Yes.
Okay, I think we can wrap
messages I cannot read.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That I've just been cracking up.
Let's leave them.
Corporate social responsibility should be promoted as well as national social responsibility. Corey Williams says, this company needs to increase their corporate responsibility. We must work hard to change the narrative.
Right. Okay. On that note, I think that's all we can take on the show today. You want to take a few more?
I'm not sure NYSC is achieving that aim of fostering unity with the dissenting voice in different sections of the country becoming louder by the day. Now we are more disunited than ever.
Well, I guess we need to go beyond
redeploying. When they send you to Borno, say, don't redeploy and go back to your village.
No, Borno is
No, I'm just saying that even before that, you always redeploy to your comfort zone. Yeah. Try other places. I went to Ebonyi
And it was different.
Yeah, it was different.
Very, very different.
It was scary. It was scary when we were leaving. I will never forget my stepdad. He said, wait, call me. You know, like it was really the heart of Igbo people. But I loved it. I enjoyed it. And, you know, I
got like 3 or 4 marriage proposals. I was the hot chick.
But that was one of the things that the NYSC boss, when he was on the show, said is that it's one of the advantages of NYSC in that people meet each other from different parts of Nigeria, and they end up proposing, and there are many marriages that happen from NYSC, and people relocate. I remember there's a guy that's Bashiru. He has a foundation called Dream Again, a prison reform foundation with prison library and all of that. And that entire foundation started when he was posted to serve. I think in Plateau, in Jos, and he decided to stay there. His project was a prison visit, and he created a library. He's built a life. He's moved totally there. He's married with children, with a child, and that's a success story
because of NYSC.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, ladies. That's all we can take on the show today. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.